And a very good evening to you for almost the last time in this series. This is Beyond Gardens Live. My name is John Colville. I'm joined tonight by John McWilliams.
Hello.
And also Gary Heddy. And between the three of us, we are willing, hopefully mostly able, to take your gardening queries and hopefully give you a reasonable answer. This is an unusual program in that we are not sponsored by any particular product. We're only here to look after your interests as the gardener. And we are also fiercely local, and we're live. How do you get in touch with us? Simplicity itself.
Yeah, call us 6468 5994, and please remember to turn your sound down, turn it off, or even go into the next room. Anywhere where you can't hear your TV, because you'll get that delay.
It will throw you right off, yes. We can assure you. But the other wonderful thing about being live is we can accept emails. We've got all this wonderful technology. Fingers crossed it works. We can accept emails, which means you can send a picture as well. How do they do that?
They can send it to tv@beyondgardens.com.au. But please send us a photo, because it makes it life a lot easier, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can send them anytime, so you don't have to do it now. So.
Okay, and that's how it works. And all this is made possible by our sponsor. And our sponsor is the Water Corporation, who unusually for a sponsor, in fact, would have invited us to ask you not to buy so much of their product. In fact, it's Water Week, isn't it? So
yes.
we'll spend a fair bit of time talking about water-wise tricks in the garden. I don't know, do you want to start that right now?
Actually, just a quick one on the Water Corp. They actually help us travel throughout the state, and they're our major sponsor to go as far as the Kimberleys and down to Albany, and they also, in partnership with a lot of the councils, enable us to go to do our workshops.
Yeah.
So. Well, we do about 110 every year, so it's quite a detailed program. But being Water Week, we thought we might just have a chat about some real good water-wise tips, some things you probably don't hear about very often, because really most of the things we're talking about here don't cost you anything. So let's have a quick look at the first one, and that's water-wise verges. Yeah. We've got a bit of a love affair with lawn.
You have.
And we've been, for a process, the Beyond Gardens team have been doing it for quite a while, converting lawns into water-wise gardens.
Well, I guess there are two issues about lawns, aren't there? Firstly, do we need the lawn? And then secondly, do we need to put that much resource into the lawn in the first place? Yeah. Or if we don't need the lawn, what can we do instead? And that's really what you're doing there, isn't it, with the verge? Yeah,
so we've got into partnership with the Water Corporation and a number of shires, or councils anyway, and we've done quite a few over the years, and I just thought we'd just show a few off. And this is a partnership between the City of Mandurah and the Water Corporation, where we've done about 25 verges already. And the first one we've got a picture of here is a lovely gentleman that couldn't mow the lawn anymore, had real problems, and he's currently saving 35 to 40,000 litres per year on converting this from his lawn, and of course he's not mowing it anywhere near as much.
Not fertilising.
Yeah. So life is a lot easier, and you can see some wonderful wildflowers.
So that's obviously, that one there is obviously in transition, as it were, still growing. So the everlastings are just filling the empty spaces in between time, really.
So that's really that's the verge 11 months on as the plants are growing.
Okay, got another one?
And we've got another one here. This is a great one too. Once again in Mandurah, he's actually saving 60,000 litres per year now, and he tells me in recent times it's even more than that, now that he's got rid of his teenagers. Yeah. But the beauty of this
I didn't ask how he got rid of his teenagers.
No, and, one good thing about this one is it's got some bush tucker growing in it as well, so you can actually wander out there and have a bit of a nibble on some food.
Yep.
So,
and we'll pick up more. Or do you want to carry on that one?
Keep going on just on some of these other things. A couple of tips about this sort of thing. Please, when you're out in your garden, don't mound like the left-hand photo shows you. That's something for high rainfall areas. Basically, you're shedding water and causing sorts of problems. You're better off actually creating...
Need to do the opposite,
Yeah, the opposite in WA.
Yeah,
think deep.
Which is that photo next to that. And all your hard surfaces, if you can keep your hard surfaces on a camber, so that you're not shedding the water to the road, you're actually shedding it into your gardens. So
it's crazy, isn't it? When you think about the way we design gardens and household blocks, it's all designed to shed water down into the road, where it becomes a problem for the civil engineers and the drainage system. And meanwhile, we're short of water. So think about it laterally. Perhaps sideways might be a better way of thinking.
Exactly.
Your driveway should have a sideways camber.
Yes.
Shed it all into the garden or the lawn.
There's a lot of stuff at the moment where you've got to buy a permeable base and things like that to get the water in through your hard surfaces and things. You don't. You just put a slight camber on your driveway, shed it into the garden. What the plants don't get, it goes back into the water table.
That's why you keep driving into the carport support.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And two more tips on the verges, just to give you some tips of what we get up to. This next picture is what we do at the road edge.
Yes.
We actually chamfer the edge so that it's below the curb line, and that enables us to capture the water as it's running off the verge. And what we end up doing is putting mulch across, and you wouldn't even know there was a nice little depression there to capture all the water.
Right. Yep.
You wouldn't know there was anything there in that picture.
Well, there hasn't been.
What have you buried underneath that mountain?
Hasn't been planted yet, of course.
Okay, all right.
But the beauty of this too is that because the mulch is below the curb line, it doesn't spill out onto the road, which you see so often in other people's attempts at doing it.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay, we have a caller tonight.
Ooh,
so
quick.
thanks for the caller. Good evening, caller. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes,
Yes, you are. Good evening.
yes,
How are
I
you?
am. I'm well, thank you, and I'm glad you were talking about verges because we have a complete native garden with no grass at all.
Fantastic.
But
Oh.
my problem is, and I definitely need your help, because of having native plants, and particularly my Darwinias, Melaleuca cymoides, and my Eucalypt forestiana and Torquata Darwinias, I've got this horrible little bronzy bug, very small, about the size of my little fingernail. And with these warmer days, it's coming up through our paving paths through all our native gardens, and it's attacking these small-leafed plants. It is a monstrous thing. It feeds and it mates sort of at the same time. And then if you disturb the bush, it sort of goes back into the ground. And it really likes the warmer days like today. But it's eating all this soft new foliage, and I don't know what to do about it.
I think, but I'm not sure, I think that it's probably a weevil. Now, this is time to check and see whether the system we just got up and is running.
Yes.
Yeah, there they are. But I can probably show you a better picture. Weevils are really one of the rare insects that can see you coming. And when they do, they either drop off out of sight or they go around the other side of the leaf. There are a large range of them. Let's see if I can find you a better picture of a weevil. How about this one? Look.
Are those pictures
there
looking
it is.
familiar?
The typical, the giveaway for a weevil is that sort of snouty arrangement with the usually two long bits sticking out. And they are Catholic in their tastes. They'll eat just about everything. They will usually chew around the edges of the leaves. And they do shelter in the soil. They also, unfortunately, have a larval stage, which is a grub that can feed on the roots. I suspect that's what you have.
No, it doesn't look like a weevil at all.
What's
you
it?
know, like the black lawn beetle.
Yeah.
It looks like that, only it's bronzy and very small.
Fuller's leaf beetle would be perhaps the main one. It's difficult to control. I think that's perhaps the best advice I can give you. You can try spraying with white oil. You can try using a potassium oleate spray. I'm sorry, I should have told the folks that's not a very good picture. I should take that one away again because that's a ladybird that's chewing on there. The leaf beetles do make a fair mess.
Is it
and that's what I suspect it would be.
Yeah. Is it possible for you to take a photo and include it in an email for next week?
Absolutely.
Okay, that'd be... Yeah.
You can try
I
that.
found I don't actually squash them between my fingers, but there's a multitude of them.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. If you can get a photo for us, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And we can do
I
it.
suspect I'm sort of thinking about the cycle too. Because of this ferocious eating and mating, I'm thinking that they go back underground and possibly lay their eggs.
More than likely, yep.
Yes, many of them do.
And then they die off. And then the next stage, next year. You don't see them through the winter, but they love this warm weather.
Not necessarily next year.
No,
there may be
in the next
several
month.
generations over summer before they drop back. Send us a picture. I'm fairly confident it will be a leaf beetle, but send us a picture and we'll be able to confirm that.
The problem I had too, I did buy some spray, but because the weather was warm, and I had to do it while they were there,
Yes.
and with the sun, that was quite hot, it was actually burning the
Yes.
growth too, so I sort of stopped doing that.
Yeah. So you spray early in the morning, you know, in the cool of the morning, and hopefully when it's not too windy.
But are you talking about sort of actually on the beetle?
Well, it depends upon what the pest is. So can we hold the conversation there until we see the
Yeah.
picture?
Yep.
And then we can be more precise.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for your call.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yes, so
Yes.
that's a great case in point for a photograph and an email. But no, thanks to the caller. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with similar problems at this time of the year. The sun's warming up. A lot of things are hatching at the moment. We have a second caller now on the line. Good evening, caller. How are you?
Good evening. Welcome to our garden. Well, it's your garden as well. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Margaret. I'm calling from a friend's place in Victoria Park.
Yes, Margaret.
And I'm wanting to find out if the seeds are capers and can be used to eat.
No, they're not. I can answer that quite easily. They're not. The real capers are something else, which you can buy, in fact.
Yep.
And I'm just
They're
looking to see if I can find a picture of the real capers now.
There you go. Find them. But no, the nasturtiums, you can eat the leaves and the flowers. Yeah.
And you can eat the seeds too.
can?
They're nice
I've
and
never-
spicy and crunchy,
Okay, I've never
but they're
been
not the
game
real thing.
Just not a caper, that's all.
Yeah.
This is interesting. It's not searching everything it should do.
Okay.
Talk
Yeah,
about
keep
your heads
going.
for a while while I pay a little bit of attention to this.
The capers are the... There is a WA one. There is a native one. Yeah, exactly, which Steve will
He'll be
talking
jumping
about.
up and down as we speak.
Yeah,
saying,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, which I have a picture of,
Oh,
except I can't get it.
You can't get it. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so yes, no, the caper is a different one. I can't even think of the name.
Caparus.
Caparus, yep.
Caparus spinosa is what
Yes.
we're looking for.
Whereas the nasturtium is completely different.
Yeah.
And nasturtiums you'll probably find out about now that they are popping up everywhere in the garden. If you've had
great weed.
a nasturtium, you've got them almost for life. They are
I must admit, a
huge weed.
I pulled mine out about now because they set so much seed, and I keep it down to 2 or 3
Yes.
plants
Yep.
because I found when I tried to get rid of them, it took 7 years to
Yes.
get the last.
Yeah.
Seeds keep coming up
Yeah,
7
they
years.
are. No, they are one of those classic.
And that's an awful lot of salad
of
sandwiches.
course, you've got a reason to
Yes.
cut the seed
Yep.
too. Yeah.
How are you going with that photo, John? He's not winning.
Not
Okay.
winning. Not winning.
We will show a photo later for you for the caper, so keep watching the show.
How'd we go?
Promises.
How'd we go,
Promises,
Margaret?
promises.
Did we get somewhere?
And thank you very much for that advice. I'm actually from Hopton, so I'm hoping you guys will come down there again.
Oh, we
okay.
enjoyed
Pick me up on the satellite.
very much enjoyed being down there last time.
We've already
Yes.
been down there. Long
Yeah,
time
but we
ago.
can go back again.
But we will
Yeah.
go down if we get invited.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. With any luck, I might even, Margaret, just stay with us 1 second longer.
Yes. No.
This is the longest search for a...
Have you got another
picture we've
question,
ever
Mark?
had in our
Yeah,
life. No, maybe we better move on. Move
No.
on.
Yep.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we'll
Bye.
put that photo of the caper up later. But yes, you can eat all of the nasturtium, including the seed now. So I'm going to tuck into some seeds this year. So,
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, we have another caller in the line. Hello, caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes. If you can turn your sound down.
Hey guys, I'm trying to grow some cooler weed, but these moist spots have been trying to stop me.
Hello. No, are you there?
Not working for us, I'm
No.
afraid. You really do have to have the television
Turn it
sound
off.
totally
Yep.
off, or be in another room, because it won't work for you either. if
Hold on
you
your
leave it
moist spot.
All right, we're going out and around.
Is that?
This is interesting.
Let's
While
try
we're doing
That's
that,
great.
would you like to... you
Yes.
were going to talk, I think... I'm still desperately searching around the place, not
Okay.
getting anywhere.
Yep.
So is the caller still there?
Are you still there?
No.
No, they're
No,
gone. Okay,
gone.
so let's talk about the water-wise. It's been a great first 10 minutes of the show, bouncing backwards and forwards with phone calls. Okay, back to water-wise gardening tips.
Another tip?
Gary, yeah,
What about
absolutely.
irrigation?
John probably doesn't want to hear about irrigation, but in that photo that you've got there, Gary, we will continually harp on. Oh, he has got the irrigation up. So there we go, pop up.
Pop-ups.
Let's talk about pop-ups,
Okay.
particularly in your lawns. If you've got what I'm noticing now in the field is now that we're coming out of the rain cycles and going into the warmer weather, now's the time where people are starting to put their sprinklers on. If we don't get any rain for about the next 2 weeks, then you could probably start considering. There is still a lot of soil moisture available.
And this is what they should look like.
Yes.
But they often don't.
But 9 times out of 10, they look like this.
bit more
So
like that.
if you haven't already done so, and you know how to, it's time to start servicing your sprinklers. If you don't know what you're doing in the garden as far as servicing sprinklers go, please enlist the services of a water-wise specialist and a water-wise irrigation specialist. They're up on the Water Corporation website. And the water-wise irrigation shops, design shops as well, they'll be able to point you in the right direction as well. However,
And if you're not sure, these are the logos to look for.
yes,
We got.
Some are there. Well,
They were there.
they're in the electronic and digital ether, Gary. They'll turn up in just a moment.
No, they're not there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my pop-up, John, looks a lot like this one. Right?
Yes, you've got exactly.
Water
That's-
going everywhere
yeah,
and not
and-
out where it should. So what's going on?
Exactly. That one there, I can see what happens is over winter, because you don't run the sprinklers, they basically get filled up with all sorts of nasties. The lawn grows into them, the roots grow into the nozzles. So time to start unblocking. That one there also looks like the rubber seal has gone. So you can easily replace those as well. Please buy a quality pop-up sprinkler. It should have at least a very good brand name. Go into a water-wise specialist irrigation shop. They only sell quality parts and they'll last a lot longer. And believe it or not, most of the time they're actually the same price, if not a fraction, a little bit more expensive. But for what you get for that, $1 more, you're going to get sprinklers that are going to last you a lot longer.
And good uniformity.
Yes, absolutely. Good uniformity. Try and avoid the sprays altogether and go for the new rotator type sprinklers. So there's a couple on the market there. They are a rotator nozzle that will have a large stream of water. And,
yeah, look, I've put a picture up because people get confused about this a little bit.
Yep, there we go.
All the rotator is that little nozzle there.
Yes,
So when
yes.
you're looking at that picture there, you've got the body of the sprinkler.
Yes.
You've got the traditional nozzle, and then you've got the rotating section there. And it converts that spray that we just saw into fingers of water like that. And it's a static image, but those fingers are actually rotating, hence the name.
And a lot of people balk at the price, but considering what they were about a year ago, you don't want to know. Even two years ago, they were around $30 a nozzle. Now they're anywhere from about $7 to $10 a nozzle. So the price is certainly coming down. Why are they so expensive? Well, if you ever get the opportunity to cut one in half, or a lawnmower man cuts one in half with the edger, they are actually quite a complicated little device, stainless steel inserts, and they very rarely block up, but they are such an efficient sprinkler. With those, however, they have a slower application rate with a larger droplet, so you get a better application of water over a longer period of time. So you do need to adjust your sprinklers accordingly to deliver that 10 millimetres of water. Now, on the Water Corporation website, there is some information there as a rough guide as to how long you can run your sprinkler systems for, and take advantage of that. Also, again, enlist the services of those water-wise specialists.
And the other thing about this is anyone who lives near the beach and there's a sea breeze or a really strong breeze, these fingers of water can actually penetrate the breeze.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas you'll see every type of really fine mist sprayer, all the water ends up going behind you, whichever way the wind's blowing. So this is a really good thing for you coastal people.
Turning it up straight away. Maybe we should just lastly mention things called catch cups, but your version might look an awful lot like an ice cream carton. It does pretty much the same thing.
No, that's exactly right.
These are the proper cups where you can actually measure the amount of water that is falling on the lawn, and that's how you determine how long to leave the sprinklers on. If we're talking metropolitan area, sandy soils, you want to deliver 10 millimetres of water. Yes. That's all. And at the moment, we're allowed to deliver it twice a week. I have heretical views perhaps on this. I think 10 millimetres once a week should be enough, providing you've done the groundwork on your lawn.
We've got cool nights, and lawns don't really need
Absolutely, no
good
reason
drink.
to be watering three times a week or more.
No, that's right. We have another caller online.
Excellent.
Hopefully it's
good
the
evening.
same
Welcome
caller.
to the garden. Oh, there's that time lag again. We'll give you a couple of seconds to turn down the sound on the telly. Yes, here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, my tomatoes be going small, eh? But what's happening?
What are the tomatoes doing?
They've been smoking a bit of Cuda wheat, cuz. I've been trying to grow it, but cuz these moist sluts have been trying to steal it from me.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't know about you. We can't understand you. I'm sure it's not your fault, but we do have a line problem. There's a fair bit of background noise, and I'm sorry, I'm at a loss. Did you catch any of that?
No.
Look, maybe hang up, try again.
Nope, they're gone.
Put all those noises aside.
They're all gone.
It happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Okay.
Well, in that case, let's go to an email then. Or have you got another call waiting?
No, no more calls.
Let's
we'll
go
have
to
an
one of
email.
the
Yeah,
emails.
let's have an email. Okay, we have an email here from Jean in Callaroo, and I think I know who this person is. A serial pest, I think. They have a pineapple plant in a pot for some time. It's multiplied with about 5 plants now. It's never fruited. Should they transplant and divide? Keep it in a pot. Also, what do they feed it? As some of the leaves are going yellow.
Pineapple expert, right?
Gary's the...
Well, I'm the pineapple person because basically I'm growing them all over the place in different locations to basically get fruit all year round. Nice warm spots right through to the winter and in summer cooler spots. You can put in a pot, you can subdivide, but I've left it to the point where we get a fruit and then I take the top off and start a new plant.
Exactly.
So allow it to do its thing.
Yes.
At minimum, 18 months before you even see a flower normally?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, because it's very slow here in Queensland. It's an annual crop.
Yeah.
In fact, almost on 2 crops a year in Queensland.
Yeah.
But
Slow,
we're
much
not
slower.
Queensland, so slow and steady for us.
And
let it mature fully, as much as it can, on the plant.
on the plant,
Yeah. Then you'll get real pineapple
I
flavour.
tell you what, you wouldn't believe how nice a pineapple is if you actually wait till you can smell it.
Yes.
Go up close to it, smell it, that's when it's ready to go.
Absolutely.
Don't pick it green like you tend to get in the shops.
Well, where it's through necessity, it's picked green, otherwise it'd be rotten by the time it got to us.
Yes.
But I do have strong recollections of working in Queensland and buying pineapples direct from the farm that were fully ripe.
Fantastic. Bit like
I'll stop
Hawaii,
dribbling,
so,
John. Okay.
And fortunately, these days I've started to notice the larger supermarkets, they're selling the pineapples without the tops on. But you get your smaller independent growers, independent supermarket chains, and they're starting to sell them with the tops. So if you haven't tried it, give it a go.
It's catch-22.
It is.
Because
yes.
if you've got the top, you got the top on, it loses a bit more moisture.
Yes.
But if you want to grow another plant, that's fine.
Oh,
By
yeah.
the way, the one thing, not that the question was about carrots, but buying carrots with tops on is really stupid. There's no other word for it. Worst thing you can do with a carrot is to leave the top on. The moment you harvest carrots, pull the top off.
But it's
Otherwise, it
trendy.
just makes the carrot go soggy.
But the thing
Silly. No.
we'll go back to pineapples because that's
Go
the
back to
original question.
pineapples,
But
okay.
what we're looking for is a nice warm spot in wintertime. So I've got mine in front of a limestone wall so that it gets reflected heat.
Yep.
Pointed in the right direction. In your pot, you can actually relocate it, which is good. Put it in a bigger pot
Yep.
and move it to the warmest spot you can find in wintertime.
And a good rich soil.
And a good rich soil.
rich
And
soil
use,
and
if
controlled
you're on the
release.
coast like me, you really do need trace elements. And that's one of those complete fertilisers we keep talking about all the time.
Every week. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we have
Emails?
no, we
Call?
actually have a caller
Yes,
on the line.
boss.
So, yes. Okay, good evening, caller. Are you there?
Hello, welcome.
Yes, I am. Yes,
Yes. Hi.
My name's David from Linwood.
Yes,
Yes,
David.
David.
I've got 4 crickets in my garden, and could you give me any good bloody things to get rid of them?
Mole cricket.
Mole crickets.
Well, we've been through this a couple of times.
Yeah, we
and you
have.
have experienced it personally, and they do make a mess. And I really must find out, because I speculated before that I believe there is an imported variety making its imported species,
pest,
making its presence felt. One suspects that might be in. It's very difficult to control, David. In the veggie patch, is it?
No, the veggie patch is all right up to now. It's just the main grass.
The grass.
It's in the grass.
Well, you can use lawn beetle killer. Will also control those if you must. I don't like using chemicals like that, but it will control them.
No, I don't like that.
No,
David,
You guys.
I've got mole crickets all the time, and what I've done is they're a dead giveaway because they often chirp like a frog. You can go out there at night time, work out where they are, and then flood them with water that's been. You put the wetting agent in it, so it floods in there. You flood it. It's got to breathe, so you're filling up all its air holes with water, and it comes out of the ground.
And runs to the next.
And then it tries to run away from you. You get it,
Then
put it in a
chuck
bucket.
it over the fence.
Put in a bucket, and then you feed it to your fish or stomp on it or whatever you need to do.
When it comes out of the ground, it should look a bit like this,
Yeah,
David, with any luck. So there's great big burrowing forearms on it, 4 legs really.
Yes.
Yeah, they're interesting beasties, but not necessarily very pleasant.
Yeah.
In the veggie garden, we often get queries with people who've got carrots. It's like something's just driven straight through it. Yep. That's a mole cricket. Yep.
So it's interesting, Dave. The mole cricket actually does the breaststroke through the soil. So those big muscly arms are pushing its way through, and that's why it's set up the way it is. And it's got an incredible strength, apparently.
Yeah.
It can really crunch. Crunch
things. If you hold one in your hand, it'll just almost work its way out. Yeah. Yep.
So
You've never done it?
I tell you what, it's a bit creepy.
They're very creepy.
Let's move on to the next email. Next call.
No, we're actually going to a break.
Already?
Already?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
just
How
like
time
that.
flies.